us in the chat box. Thanks, Pramod. Thanks, Ishan. Just couple more minutes and we'll start today's session. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Unlock the Future AIML Roadmap for a Connected Tomorrow. We are thrilled to have you all join us as we explore the evolving world of AIML, which is the artificial intelligence and machine learning, the very technologies shaping our digital future. So, in this session, we will chart a clear and actionable roadmap for how AI and ML are driving transformation across industries. So, from intelligent automation and predictive analytics to connected ecosystems, we will discuss the trends, tools, and techniques that are building a smarter, more interconnected world. And to help us unpack this fascinating topic in a greater detail, we are delighted to have with us our speaker for today, Rishikesh Meherwade. He's the Vice President of Data Science at Motilal Oswal. Rishikesh is an accomplished data scientist with over a decade of experience in performance testing, application monitoring, and Java tuning. His expertise spans across NLP, which is the natural language processing, machine learning, and mentoring tech professionals in both startups and global enterprises. He has worked closely with top edtech platforms and global organizations such as Capgemini and Renault, bringing both technical depth and educational clarity to everything he teaches. So, his passion for teaching and hands on experience in building intelligent systems makes him the perfect person to guide us through this session on Unlock the Future AIML Roadmap for a Connected Tomorrow. So, this is going to be an interactive session, so please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box or else in the Q&A tab at any point. Without further ado, let me invite Rishikesh Meherwade to take us through today's session. Uh, Over to you, Rishikesh.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys please respond if yes or no, if you can hear me or not? Awesome, guys. Great, great. Thanks a lot for responding. So, my name is Rishikesh Meherwade, and I'll be the host today for you guys. Let me share the screen first before we go ahead. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. Just like, yeah, great. Awesome, guys. So today we are going to talk about unlocking the future with the AI ML. So how does this roadmap uh, looks like? Because the AI ML as a field is doing a lot of rounds, like so many things are happening in this field right now. So much of excitement, so many new updates. Like nowadays, earlier using AI was limited to only some people. Like but now it has started becoming democratized. Everybody can start using the AI. But people who build, they have a lot more leverage. So users are going to increase. But now people who can build on top of AI is also going to increase. There is a lot more need in the market so that there are a lot of gaps right now. The skill set that everyone has is not adapt in terms of that is required for working on this field. So let's go through the roadmap which you can follow to work on the AI ML related career path. Okay. Before we go ahead, let me just give a brief. Some is already given, but my name is Rishikesh Meherwade. I have around 13 plus years of experience in the software industry. I've been in the AI/ML space from last 7, 8 years. I have last role I worked with as a vice president of data science with Motilal Oswal, where I used to lead a team of people who used to work on data science, AI/ML, customer analytics, Gen AI, agentic AI. So all the different use cases we were working on. So have been working on the training, education, industry, both of it. Okay. So that's a brief about me. So let's get started. Now, first thing we will see is what is AI. We will then go through what are the different types of AI that you can see. Now, AI is a very broad topic. We will see what is AI first, and then we will go through different types. We will also understand differences between various terminologies that you will be listening to over the time on a continuous basis. Like many people would be talking about different topics. So you will be able to understand what is the difference between these different terminologies which are there that people are using. Okay, so like data science, AI, ML, all these are like different type of topics which are there. Okay. Yeah, and we will see why we learn this in the 2025. Many may say that, okay, it is good to learn. Many may say that it may not be. Already AI is there. So, okay, is there a reason to learn? We will see that. Then overall roadmap. Okay, so, and also we will go through the different courses and the curriculum that is there for an AIML program. Now, if we talk about AI, before we even talk about AI, can somebody tell me what is AI as per you? Okay, over the chat, if you can mention as what is AI as per you? Okay, who can tell me? Okay, it's a kind of knowledge-based engineering. Okay, using data and machine learning to come up with new solutions. Okay, simulating human skill, adding intelligence to the machines. Okay, okay, good. Good. It's a technology which can learn, process, take action, and do similar to the human's ability to computer to imitate the human. Awesome. Great, great guys. Like you have been able to put the AI in a very right word. So see these two words, artificial intelligence plays a very important role. What we're talking about is how do we create a artificial knowledge or artificial intelligence? We humans are very good with the intelligence, but not all are this intelligence that we have is not easy to replicate and simulate. That's where this technologies which are there, they are coming to help us in solving this thing. They will be used to build the artificial knowledge base. So that's the core of it. The human intelligence is a bit complex. There are like so many years we have taken to come to the knowledge base that we have right now. So we will see what it means with that. So AI is basically transforming our world, enhancing the productivity, speeding up the processes across various fields. And the report from the State of Data and AI Literacy says that 62% of the leaders believe AI literacy is very crucial for their teams. So professionals leverage tools like ChatGPT, Gemini to optimize their overall work. Okay, whether you are aiming to be data scientist, ML engineer, AI researcher, or AI enthusiast, this webinar will provide some practical tips we will go through and insights to help you master the AI and use it effectively in the business. Because see, that's where it is important that okay, how do you utilize in the business? Like so, that's what we will see that how we can not just utilize or use the AI. Like everybody is using the AI, but our goal is okay, how can we utilize or build the AI? How can we be the builder? Now, If we talk about AI, AI is all about, as we said, mimicking the intelligence. Now, mimicking the intelligence are certain parts. We as a human are good in understanding the language. We can recognize the patterns very well. We can make some complex decisions. Like when we are stuck in some complex situations, we can do some decisions which are also very complex. Then learn from the data and experience. Again, uh, that's like the analytical ability which we have, where we look at the data, we are able to make the decisions, we're able to identify the patterns much faster. Even a kid of 3 to 4 years, if we tell the kid that, okay, see, this is a cat, this is a dog, it can just identify it in few times. But to the machine, it's not easy. But now the AI has, like, till few years back, 3, 4 years back, teaching a machine what is uh, cat versus what is a dog had required some effort. But now those things have become simple. Now, in the current era, lot of things with respect to AI has become simple, but there's still a lot of scope which we will see. But many of the aspects of human intelligence we want to mimic through the machines. That's the core goal we want to focus on. Now, if we talk about types, so in terms of type, first is a narrow intelligence, artificial narrow intelligence. The most common form of AI today is ANI because it is designed to perform specific tasks, okay, which like you define it very well. And that defined task, the model will be able to take, such as a voice recognition or generating the recommendations or streaming on the streaming platform. So these models can do basic things like, okay, how can we identify if the customer is going to be defaulting the credit, if the user has this kind of disease or not. So these things, which are very specific, we are able to do that using this artificial narrow intelligence. Okay. Then comes the artificial general intelligence. In general intelligence, the goal is the AI system that can understand, learn, adapt, and also perform tasks at a human level, where these machines can stay hand in hand with human and perform the task very similar to human. We call this as AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Okay, where it's like a following that general intelligence of humans. So while tools like ChatGPT demonstrate some generalized abilities, AGI is still theoretically an earlier concept. Okay, because even if you say the current AI agents, like there are new systems over top of ChatGPT which are called as AI agents that can take decisions, do things, but they're still very early. They are still not that good. So general intelligence is still something that we are working on. That is still work in progress. Uh, but people thought it will be taking a lot, many years to get to general intelligence to some level. But now we are early and we are able to do the general intelligence by a good margin. Now comes the artificial super intelligence. Okay, the super intelligence is like you have seen movies like Terminator all, where the machines can take the decisions by themselves fully and even go beyond humans. They can work much better than humans. Is the artificial super intelligence. Okay, so here represents future scenario where AI exceeds the human intelligence in nearly all possible situations. Okay, and then though it remains speculative, it represents a very fascinating idea for us over the future, where humans can like we don't know how that scenario is going to look like, where humans will still take a control of smarter people, smarter AI systems and achieve better things, or the systems can make us servants and work. Okay, but over the time we have seen that humans have still taken the control. Humans have been adapting. We are coming from scenarios, the evolution that has happened, that humans being a cave people may not have thought about the way we are living today. Okay, if they had even thought of a simple calculator, like the early cavemen, if they had been doing calculation by themselves and they had thought that, okay, there will be automated calculators that can work on, they may have thought that, okay, what will we do now? But here we are today, where even if there are many complex calculators, we are able to still work on next level of complicated things. So humans have always adapted over the future. So we need to see if there can be any super intelligence or will always give a competition to super intelligence. Okay, so now coming to the next thing that is around the different terminologies which are there. So the different terminologies which are there are so one is the artificial intelligence, which is a very broad umbrella. So this is programs with the ability to learn and reason like human beings. Okay, so the overall goal here is like the AI systems. This is like a theoretical concept. So AI has a theory that says that we want to mimic all the human intelligence and get to the level of human. Then machine learning. Machine learning tries to accomplish this behavior by using the data. So what we are now going to do with the machine learning is we use the experience. We as the humans also learn from experiences. We have been growing because of all the different experiences we have. All the schooling that we do is to learn from the experience, right? So in the same way, in machine learning, we use the historic past data, and this historic data is then used to train new set of models. So this new set of models can learn from the historic data. Like from the historic data, it will learn patterns, and then these patterns can be taken over the future. So that is the ML, which is all about using the historic data, learn the patterns from that data, and then how do we apply that patterns to the future. The next is the deep learning. Now, deep learning is a next set of complex type of models which went beyond just learning from the data. At the start, with ML, we were only learning from the structured data, from the tabular data, from the numbers. We used to only learn from those patterns. But with deep learning, it became possible to learn even from unstructured data. Okay, so anybody knows what are unstructured data? Like what kind of unstructured data are there? Yeah, you guys know what are the unstructured? Okay, good, Pramod. Audio, video, Sachin, good. Documents, anything else? So we mentioned about audio, video, and documents. Images, good, Sarath. Yeah, I'm saying the question is, what are the unstructured data sets? Yeah, so databases would still be structured data, Vishwanath. Data collected from sensors would also be structured because that will still be a numeric data that you will get in a structured format. Okay, emails would be unstructured. Non-labeled data is still, we can't say structured. It is like you're talking about unsupervised data, Rakesh. Okay, great. So, see, what used to happen is now text, images, these all were very complex data. Now, image is like a 2D data. 2D data that has like X, Y, and also RGB depth. So, learning from this images was not that easy because it was a spatial data. And then with NLP, the text is very complex. With text, what really happens is there are so many languages, there are so many grammatical things. One word can have a multiple meaning. Different languages may have a different representation of the text. So there were very complex structures which were difficult to represent as a pattern. But with deep learning, all that became a lot easier. With deep learning, we had a set of models that can transform the way we build. We like learn from this unstructured data. The structured data we were already working with ML, but unstructured data we started to get a leverage with the deep learning. So deep learning started taking all of this to a lot new level. And then data science is an overlapping area which talks about all things related to data. It gives us a multidisciplinary process. Okay, it's a process that helps us automate any type of data related activity. Okay, data science is all about data and its science. How do we analyze the data? How do we go through the data, process the data? How do we make any changes? What should be there? What should not be there? So all of that as a whole process is called as a data science. Okay, so These are like different terminologies which are there in the space of AI and ML. Now, why learn AI in the era of 2025? Okay, so many people come with this question of, okay, why we learn programming, why we learn AI. So all these are various questions that people generally have in terms of uh, this. Okay, so AI is a fast growing field, and according to the Future of Jobs report, AI and ML specialists will be among the fastest growing job in the next 5 years. So Statista projects the AI market will grow from 184 billion in 2024 to the 826 billion by 2030. So there's a big jump that is going to happen in terms of the number of jobs which are going to be there. So it's going to be a big jump. And AI is a high paying job. So in USA, AI engineers earn around 133K dollars per year. Okay, on an average, this is on an average number. And ML engineers and data scientists earn around 160, 159. So slightly closer, but if you see it, all of these other technologies are working to get it here. And data scientists and this high compensation underscores the impact AI professionals have on the business and technology. So AI is intellectually challenging. Not everybody can work on the AI because, see, beyond just the financial rewards, AI is an intellectually stimulating field. It's like very interesting to work into because by learning AI, you can do so many automations. Okay, like you can work on many different type of automations by learning through the AI. So from building complex algorithms to simulating a human intelligence, AI professionals face like constant challenges, which require a innovative mindset. Okay, so not everybody, and also in terms of the field, there are a lot of things you have to get to learn. It's not going to be simple journey, but once you are able to go through this journey, it's going to be a rewarding journey. But to complete that journey requires still some effort. That's why not everybody can complete it. But one thing that plays a very important role, just give me a second. Yeah, just to add, okay, just 1 second, one more. Yeah. So, um, yeah, so we are talking that challenges require this innovative solutions, and you will require some effort in terms of learning multiple things. So even when I started to learn AIML, I used to like always every year procrastinate that okay, this year I will learn. Year level I was procrastinating because at that time it used to feel like very math heavy. We had to go to calculus, statistics, linear algebra, so all that, and it used to feel like daunting. So I used to procrastinate. But then, like at that time, Great Learning had a very initial course at that point that used to be called as a business analytics and business intelligence, which was a part-time 1 year course. And at that time, we used to do it in hour, and now it is fully changed. So that 1 year gave me a good structured learning path. Now, following that structured learning path with mentors and everything, that gives like a one level of edge where you will have somebody else, you have deadlines, you have peer group, all of it is there to at least push you ahead. But when you're learning alone, that slightly becomes a bit difficult thing. You need a lot of motivation. If you have that lot of motivation, you can go. There are learning paths like which we will go through today. Okay. Then how to learn AI from scratch in 2025. So few important things which are required is one is like a mathematics. Understand the linear algebra, calculus, and probability to grasp AI algorithms. This me being from a diploma before engineering, for us, maths is slightly tricky subject. but so I didn't go, I was not good in math. I had KTs in math in engineering time. But then after some time, like as I started to go through the mathematical part with linear algebra, calculus, more application oriented, things were very different. I was liking the math when we started learning that, okay, this can be applied in the real world like this, rather than just solving the mathematical problem. We understand that, okay, this is how it is used in this space. So that plays a very different role in learning. Statistics in the same way, and willing to learn, stay curious and adaptable to any new advancements. Because this field is growing so fast, there are so many new things that keeps on coming on an everyday basis. So these advancements are there on a continual basis. Now, to go ahead and build your AI skills as a next step, like once you have the statistics and maths, then second is the programming. So Python is the one, R and Python are the two major languages. Within that also, Python has a more bigger community right now. On top of it, learning data structures in Python or in another languages, learning about data structures, because as we are going to deal with a lot of data, learning about how do we store, what kind of formats are available to store helps. Then to learn about the end-to-end process of data science. How do we load the data? How do we process the data? Um, doing EDA, understanding, exploring, training the ML model, testing the ML model on top of it, validating the results. So all that is a process of whole data science. And after this, there are algorithms. Now, within this process, we can run different type of algorithms which can identify the patterns, which can do the pattern recognition, and these are like learning algorithms that can extract the pattern. Deep learning, these are again similar to machine learning, but can work on a lot more complex type of patterns. So not just simple tabular pattern, which ML specifically works on, but just deep learning extends ML to work on again some more complex data structures. Then as the essential tools, we need to learn about Python libraries. Python libraries like Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, PyTorch, Keras, TensorFlow. So all this plays an important role. Like these are some very important role being used in the industry. Python and Pandas and NumPy are for data analysis and data processing. Scikit-learn is for ML models. PyTorch and Keras TensorFlow are for specific to deep learning. So these are core libraries which are required for any data scientist to like this needs to be mastered. Then there are some commercial APIs that you can use to build Gen AI based application like OpenAI API. You may have like cloud based API. So there are different APIs to access LLM models. So that can be available as a API, or even you can host your own models locally and then work on them. On top of it, we have some more libraries like Hugging Face and LangChain. So Hugging Face is a very important library for NLP processing. Okay, when you're dealing with natural language processing, Hugging Face is a very interesting library that has it has access to multiple LLM models, not just LLM, even some simple NLP strategies. So it comes up like a library that is specifically built for NLP. Then we have a LangChain, which is a library built for specifically Gen AI. Okay, so this is for Gen AI. This is for specific to uh, the NLP based problem statements. Now, if you think of a timeline, now this is not like a few days of journey. Okay, if you are starting from the scratch, this may you have to keep the patience. You can't just hurry around, running around multiple things. Okay, you will see that okay over the Google today, LinkedIn is saying that okay there is a new model available. Should I start learning that new model directly, or what should I do? Should I work in Gen AI? Should I work on data science? Should I work on deep learning? What is it I should start with? Where should I start with? So all those are like different type of questions which usually will trouble the people who are getting started. Okay, when they're getting started, these different questions plays a very important confusion for a person. So from months 1 to 3, there is a foundation building which you need to focus on. So you need to focus on the mathematics as the foundations. Okay, understand about linear algebra, calculus, statistics, probability, those topics you need to get good with. Next is Python programming. You need to get good with. programming with Python because Python plays a core role. So you have to go with the Python. Then there is a data manipulation. You have to deal with data. So how do you process that data? How do you transform the data? What kind of operations you can do with the data? So all that will play a role here. Then next is you go ahead with the 4 to 6 months. Now this 3 months you will be focusing more on the AI and ML concepts. So with ML, there are a lot of theory also that you need to understand that what these models are, how do they work, what is happening internally. So that becomes one of a theory which we need to understand. On top of it, now how do we connect this theory to real world problem statements? How do we build this ML models? How do we create a data? How do we run through these models? Create enterprise applications through these models. So those things play the important role. The next is some specialization. Once you know the core, now 1 to 6 months, you have still built your foundations. Okay, it's still not the actual application building, complex application building stage, but 1 to 6 months is where you build your foundation. Then from 7 to 9 months, you can focus more on more specialized thing as you go on the core deep learning for NLP, deep learning for computer vision, transformer models, Gen AI. So all that plays an important role. And also you focus on the ML ops, which is a concepts around how do we deploy the models? What kind of challenges can come in creating an end-to-end deployment of the models, and how do we handle that? Domain expertise, like you can pick one specific domain. For example, it could be finance, supply chain, healthcare, marketing, sales, HR. So these are like different domains which are there. So you can pick a one specific domain and then work with use cases in that domain. You may already have some experience in certain domain. So you can get started with applications in that domain. So when you are able to mix your existing experience and this new technology together, you will be able to do a lot more good things. Okay, like to scale yourself much faster. And then month 10 and beyond is a continuous learning. Okay, in terms of any new specializations, AI ethics, industry trends. See, even after spending like 7 to 8 years in this field, even now every day is like a learning. We have to be on a continuous lookout of what is happening because the field is uh, more rewarding because you have to be updated. If see the field is not that fast growing, it is there from many years, then there is not much of a scope that anybody can have because people have started learning the same thing and they can apply it. So there you will not find any new edge for yourself. But if the field is like it is on a continuous growing, it is new, niche, everyone is struggling to learn, but you are the person who is learning and growing beyond, then you have that additional edge. And that's where you will be able to get a more salary as compared to others. Because if everybody is learning things, then you will not get it. But if something is like growing, adapting, and you are able to follow the adaptation and be in line with that, then you will be in demand because you will be learning something which not everybody is getting a time to learn on. Okay, so that this thing in the AML space plays a very important and core role. So if we talk about careers, there is a career of data scientist, machine learning engineer, research engineer. We also have different things around the LLM engineers, LLM scientists, LLM ops, deep learning engineers. So there are different roles which are there in the market. Okay, many different type of roles and opportunities are present as part of the AI ML field. So one being a data scientist who is more like end to end in terms of the overall solving of business problems, like identifying the key insights, understanding the data, making changes to the data, processing the data. So all that comes here. Key skills being Python, R, SQL, understanding the ML concept, knowing the statistical analysis, doing an visualization and analysis of the data, then going to the ML engineer, designs and deploys machine learning systems to make the predictions from any data. So this is a stage where your model from the development stage goes to the production, where it will be integrated with all the applications. Like any application, downstream, upstream application will be able to communicate with your model and achieve things. Okay, for example, if you're talking about healthcare, if we are building a cancer detection model, so how can this model fit into the overall application? So those things we can like building those becomes an important part of machine learning engineer. Research people are working more on identifying new cutting edge things. Okay, from whatever research is happening, how do we use that new research to for our own problem statements, and we come up with the new things which are not already there. How do we research things which the other people have not come up yet with yet, and then utilize them? So that becomes a work of research scientists. Here, like you are required to know complex libraries, and also you need to have key skills around deep learning, programming, AI related maths, conceptualization. How do you write better reports? Publicly speaking about your report. So these all plays an important role here. So overall learning journey will be where you start with the foundations of Python and data science, where you go from the fundamentals of building blocks. Then second, you start learning about machine learning and advanced techniques. Okay, where like different type of ML models you will be able to go through. Then third is neural networks and computer vision. Through the neural networks and computer vision, you are able to learn some complex domains. And then on top of it, the generative AI, which are the new things with the NLP. After that, we go with model deployment and ML ops, which I mentioned is all about how do we make these ML models production grade. And then we have SQL and applied statistics. These are like some additional things which will help you be more industry relevant when you learn about statistics, NoSQL, SQL, Hadoop, hypothesis testing. So all those different things which are required in the industrial use will be applicable here. So now to talk about the program, Great Learning is one of a well-known edtech, the leading edtech in the globe space. We have best in class completion rates, learner satisfaction, and good career transitions. And there are a lot more integrations with the different academic and universities. And if you have any questions, you will be able to connect with the team. So let me go through the questions which are here now. So one is we are asking what is supervised and unsupervised machine learning, valuable or not for future. So another supervised and unsupervised learning plays a very important role in the space of the machine learning. Okay, they are the core technologies. Like for example, now the LLM models. So LLM models are built by combining the supervised and unsupervised learning both. So by using both of it, we are able to create very good instruction following LLM models. So it's for the future very applicable. Okay. Supervised is more about where we already know what we want to achieve. It's like you want to build a credit card defaulter. Okay. So from the history, you will have this type of users were defaulters, this type of users were not defaulters. So then you build a model. Now, any new user comes in based on your model, you will be able to make a prediction. That's your supervised learning. Unsupervised learning is where you don't have any label. It's just the data, and from that data, you want to make like you want to identify patterns. Okay, these are my similar type of user. They follow a similar type of trends, patterns, anomaly detection. So those kind of things falls into unsupervised learning. Then in which month of course we'll be able to create LLMs. So see around the end of the course, around like 8 months, 7 to 8 months, you will be able to start working on the LLMs. Okay, what kind of the majority of AI profile jobs do you think will be open in future? Isn't mostly for how to use AI based application tools and very little for actual AI development related or core AI engineers. See, now there are both jobs available. One is people who are using the AI tools and then building things. But that role, right, uh, over few years, that role will become not much interesting because there are now n number of companies. But As we are seeing, Google, Microsoft, all are also trying to compete with all these companies, and over the future, there'll be very specific tools. There'll not be lot of tools. Currently, there are many tools in AI usage, but over the future, there will be very specific tools which people will be using. But in terms of the technological development, there are many things which we still don't have. Lot more automation scopes are possible. These tools have opened the doors for lot of automation which was not possible few years back. So now to implement those automations, there are people required. Okay, so lot more roles are going to open up because now, because of this technology, as we can solve problems which were unsolved earlier, now companies need people to implement these features. Okay, what is the LLM model? So Rakesh, LLM is a large language models. These are like ChatGPT based models. So ChatGPT is internally in the backend is an LLM model, which is a large language model. So these are specific type of natural language processing models. Okay, so let me go through some more chat questions which we have. So one is, sir, okay, we went through that. Could you share some details about Gen AI? So, Shanmugan, see, Gen AI is all about the generation based models, which is about like now ChatGPT. When it tries to generate, you ask a question, and it is about generating. You go for a image prompting tools like Midjourney and all, where you put a prompt, it is able to generate for you. You ask for a video like View3, and it will be able to generate a video for you. So all those are Gen AI based models. So all these models uses a transformer architecture, which is one type of deep learning model. So with the advent of transformers, the whole things around the Gen AI changed. Like a lot more complex applications or complex models started to build with the transformers, and with Gen AI now, we are able to build even a lot more customer facing applications. Should we be prepared with the prerequisites before the program starts? So, these prerequisites will be available as a pre-courses for you. So, which as the program starts, before that, you will have access to those prerequisites. So, there'll be a timeline and all will be available to you that, okay, this is how this much time you should put here. After that, this is the code going to start. So, all the timeline will be available. Okay. So, I hope I'm able to answer. Okay. Any other question, guys? Already working in one platform. Now, if you want to switch to AI, will our non-AI experience will be considered for jobs? So, Bala, if we are already working, and so what it means is AI is a new type of a tool. Now you have to understand how do I integrate this tool in my existing domain or in my existing work. For example, like when you learn a new language or a new framework or a new library or any new tool. So all of that is like for your existing job to make it better, you are trying to learn that. So it's not about you are jumping into a new tool. Should you do it or not? But to make your work better, you are doing that. So in the same way, here also you are learning this AI as a technology to make your life work better. Okay, and over the time, as more jobs are going to come up, if you are good with the technology and you already have a technical background, that can help you even more. Okay, so best way to learn Python for new people, see, more of like go hands-on. You have to practice things, not just learn the theory. Go practical, implement things, try out everything by your hand. Use even ChatGPT and all if you want to learn in a better way. But yeah, going to that, there are now very new ways. But only solution is you have to be hands-on. You have to practice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see there are some more questions. Should we please tell which field is booming, artificial intelligence or digital marketing? As I learned digital marketing and now want to switch for AI. Okay. Uh, See, both are very different type of fields. Okay, so digital marketing is also a bigger field. Okay, that also is going to have a lot more value over the future. And AI is again a different type of field, which is also going to have a lot of boom. So both in itself have a uh, very important role to play. If you're going in any one, I would say that's good. If you're getting good deep into that, uh, both of it will play a good role for you. Okay, even if you are a good in digital marketing, that plays out well because there are a lot more roles in that. And AI as a specialized field will also be good because you can also see digital marketing is a domain. Okay, digital marketing is a domain, whereas AI is again a tech. So if you are able to learn AI and apply it in the digital marketing, even you can enhance your overall digital marketing. So that is also one more angle to look at. Will the course tell us about use cases for implementation for seniors or is pure technical coding course? So see, it will be a mix. It will, so the cohort or the people who join, it will always be some mix where some will be non-technical, some will be technical, and everyone want to grow in this field. So the usual cohort is both, but it will have a technical angle to more to it. Okay, some non-technical, but majority will be technical. Okay, great everyone. Thanks a lot. So I think Great Training team will share a link with you all. So you should, if you want to know more about the course or you want to learn about, do you want to discuss any questions about the course and all, you can fill that form and through that the team will be able to connect with you. Okay, can you give suggestion? Perspective AI, I'm currently studying mechatronics engineering. Perspective AI, I didn't get like you want AI perspective. Another, I didn't get your question. Okay. What's the average package we can get after this course for ML engineer in India? So Virat, like if you're starting from the scratch, fully from the scratch, so it may start from 6, 7, 8, 10. It depends on company to company. Every company may have a different requirement and specialty. So over the different company also, it will slightly change. But ML ops is right now, ML engineer is having a right now a more, there are more requirements for ML engineer. So you will have a good access to the package if you are able to complete the ML engineer course. Okay, so I think with 4 years of experience, you will be able to go uh, good. So, but the numbers can have a varied range. It could be like with the 4 years of experience, it could be ranging from 10 to 22, 25, because it again depends on the company. Okay. Yeah. See, Priyaranjan, I was a QA or a load testing engineer, performance engineer for 5 to 6 years. And after that, I did transition into this field fully. So it now depends on like how we are trying to work on this field, okay? But it is possible. You you can make a shift without much impacting or your existing experience impacting. for a new role? Okay. I think great, guys. I hope it was a great learning for you all. Okay. So best of luck to everyone. Thank you so much, guys. So take care.
Please fill the. ಓ ನಾನು ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಏನು? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಜಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಬೈಸೆಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಹಂಗ, ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಷ್ಟ, ಹಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸರಿ ಸರಿ, ಓಕೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬೀಳತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಶರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪೋಲೋ ಟಿ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತೀರ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 3 days. 3 days? ಬೈಸಿಪ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಕಿ ಹಾಕಿ.